Classic Hits, KCHE 92.1. Keith Crane here on a, let's see here, today's Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday night. We've got Carter Norris here with me. Carter going to be a senior at River Valley, and you've seen this River Valley team play here. We've got a Western Valley Conference matchup here between the Ridgeview Raptors here in Holstein and the River Valley Wolverines. Carter, what do you know about this River Valley team?
You know, they're tough, Keith. They just won't go down easy. They can get the bats going at any inning. They can get hot.
That's the fun thing about baseball is, you got to play 7 innings unless it's a blowout, but any batter can get hot at any time. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the starting lineup here for the visiting team. It's the River Valley Wolverines. They're 1-2 overall and 1-2 in the Western Valley Conference. They'll be leading off with catcher Ethan Thomas, and then it will be the shortstop, Brody Lillifloren. Then over at first, you have Austin Holtz. Pitching tonight, Colton Johnson, Tyler Town out in center field, Sawyer Cockburn in left field, Blaine Olson in right field. No, Blaine Olson is in, let's see here. I have 2 number 9s written down. No. Blaine Olson's at third base. That's a 5. I can't read my own handwriting. Then you have Landon Johnson in right field, Freddie Rarrett, the DH for the second baseman, Colton Kurtz. Now taking a look at the home team here, the Ridgeview Raptors. Caleb Kissemacher leading off, playing short. Tyler Kolpin behind the plate. Bo Clausen will be at second base. Then you have Brecken Conover at third. Trayson Price will be in left field. Then it will be DH Aiden Martin for the pitcher Jacob Brinkman. Dylan Wood in right field. Cale Mertu at first base. And Cade Harriman out in center field. The Ridgeview Raptors are 1-3 overall on the season and also 1-3 in the Western Valley Conference. So the first pitcher we'll see tonight, it will be Jacob Brinkman. He is 0-1 this season. He has pitched 9 innings, striking out 7 with an ERA right around 6. And on the other side, it'll be Colton Johnson. He's 0-1 through 3 innings pitched this year. He has struck out 4 but has just a 2.33 ERA. What we'll do now is we'll step aside here for a few moments as we'll hear the national anthem. We'll be back with the opening pitch. You're listening to Raptor and Wolverine Baseball on Classic Hits, KCHE.
At Correctionville Nursing and Rehab, they offer
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home, or maybe something even bigger. Correctionville Building Center prides themselves on great customer service and helping you get what you need for your next building project. Visit them at Correctionville today or call 372-4640. Correctionville Building Center.
See your local independent and
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any
at the Backdraft in Holstein.
I'm Mike Clausen, operator of the Holstein Supermarket in Holstein. I say operator and not owner because I think my customers really hold the
Classic Hits, KCHE 92.1. Keith Crane here with you for KCHE Sports. And we've got Carter Norris here with us. And Carter, your dad is Dean, the head softball coach. So you've been around the game of baseball and softball probably just about your whole life, I would assume.
Oh, yeah.
And tell us about your dad here a little bit. You know, I've seen him coach in quite a few games, and I always think back to a sub-state regional final game against it was in Sioux City East against Akron Westfield. and that was the game McKenna Thomas hit a home run over left field to send River Valley to the state tournament. Do you remember that at all?
Yep, remember that like it was yesterday. I was pretty happy about that one.
I just remember watching your dad down the third baseline, and I knew the ball was going over the fence because I don't think I've seen anybody get their arms up quicker than what your dad did down the third baseline. But he seems like he carries a pretty calm demeanor most of the time.
Oh, yeah, he can get angry when he wants, but most of the time he plays it pretty straight.
So on the mound tonight, it's Jacob Brinkman for the Ridgeview Raptors. 0-1 this season, has pitched 9 innings, struck out 7, and has an ERA of 6. So decent strikeout rate there, a little under 1 per inning as he's pitched 9, struck out 7. So hopefully Jacob can be in and around the strike zone tonight. First batter up looks like it's going to be a right-handed hitter, Ethan Thomas. He's a catcher, and he's batting .500 this season. On deck, Brody Lilliflorn. Then it will be Austin Holtz, the first baseman. So out of the full windup to start things off, it's Brinkman. Looks to home plate, comes to the plate. That one's going to be in there for a called strike 1. That one just hit the upper portion of the strike zone. Our home plate umpire tonight is Matt Pitts. Out in the field, the umpire is Mitchell Countryman. Here's the 0-1. Swung at and missed. That one looked like it was a little bit outside. Ethan kind of shook his head like, I will admit I got fooled on that one. 0-2 the count, nobody on, no score, top of the first inning. Here's the 0-2. And that's going to be hit out to left field. That was foul by about 2.5, 3 feet. If that would have been able to stay fair and kind of roll foul in foul territory, that one would have been good for extra bases. But Thomas was a little bit out in front of that one, pulled it foul down the third baseline. So Thomas will step back in. With the 0-2 count, here comes Brinkman. Called strike 3 looking.
Nice pitch there.
That one was kind of up in the strike zone, but he called one like that earlier in the at-bat. So is Ethan Thomas, would he be related to McKenna?
Yep.
Okay. I remember McKenna was a really fun softball player to watch.
Really good hitter.
Brings up Brody Lilliflorn. Brody is a junior. He's batting .500 this season. Kind of did a little half check swing. That one missed on the inner half of the plate. So 1-0 the count, 1 out, nobody on, no score here. Western Valley Conference action between Ridgeview and River Valley. That one's going to be poked out to left field. That's going to fall in for a nice little base hit out in center field. That's Kate Harriman getting in. Brody didn't try and do too much with that, just a nice little hit out to center field. So he's on base here. 1 on with 1 away, brings up Austin Holtz. Austin Holtz, a junior, batting .250 this season in that third spot. Runner at first, that's Brody Lilliflorn. Gets a lead. Here's the pitch. Runner's going to go. The throw down to second base. I think the throw was in time, but it was off the bag just enough. It pulled the shortstop, Caleb Kissemacher, off the bag. It's a good throw down there. So Brody has a stolen base. Runner in scoring position for Holtz. A 1-0 count. This one's going to be popped sky high right side, shallow right field, and it is caught. Bo Clausen was running out to get that, but Dylan Wood called him off. So that's good for out number 2. So they still have 1 runner in scoring position with Brody Lilliflorn. He singled and stole second base. Brings up Colton Johnson. Colton Johnson, this season a junior, batting .400. Batting in that cleanup spot from the right side of the plate. Brinkman out of the stretch to the plate. That's going to be blooped up the middle. That could score Lilliflorn. They're going to hold him up, so you'll have runners on the corners. Thought with Brody kind of showing his speed off with the stolen base there, I thought they would maybe send him.
Looked like he was rounding it there looking for home.
Coach Getch down the third base line says, we'll hold you up. Brings up Tyler Town, right-hander. Where's number 11?
Center fielder.
Swing and a miss there on the first pitch. How tall is Tyler? He's well over 6 foot.
About 6'4".
6'4".
He's getting up there. Got a pretty good vertical, too.
He was fun to watch in basketball. Really kind of controls the paint.
Oh, yeah.
Going to hit a little slow roller to Clausen at second base. He'll go over to first. That will end the half inning. So in that half inning, River Valley scores no runs on 2 hits, 2 left on base. Due up for the Ridgeview Raptors, it'll be the top of the order with Caleb Kissemacher, Tyler Kolpin, and Bo Clausen. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Raptor and Wolverine Baseball on Classic Hits, KCHE.
Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home, or maybe something even bigger. Correctionville Building Center prides themselves on great customer service and helping you get what you need for your next building project. Visit them in Correctionville today or call 372-4640. Correctionville Building Center.
Welcome back to Holstein. We've got Ridgeview and River Valley here in Western Valley Conference play in that top half of the first inning. River Valley put up 2 runs, but 2 hits, but didn't get any run production out of that. Going to bring up Caleb Kissemacher, the shortstop in that leadoff spot, batting .285. On the mound tonight, it is Colton Johnson. Colton Johnson, 0-1 this season, 3 innings pitched, 4 Ks, and a .233 batting average. So that first pitch bounced about 2.5 feet in front of home plate. That's something new. Usually with pass balls, the on-deck batter usually goes and gets those, but because of the COVID restrictions, either the catcher or player on the home side dugout has to bring that ball in. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0. That's going to miss high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody on, no outs. Just starting the bottom half of the first. It's Colton Johnson on the mound. Here's the pitch. Hits the inner side of the strike zone. Going to bring the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs, nobody on, just starting the bottom half of the first. It's leadoff hitter Caleb Kissemacher. 2-1 the count. Here's Johnson to the plate. Looked like he tried to go with a breaking ball there, fell in front of the plate, so now a 3-1 hitter's count to the leadoff man, Caleb Kissemacher. On deck, you have Tyler Kolpin, then it will be Bo Clausen. 3-1 the count here for Kissemacher. Here's the pitch from Johnson. That's going to be ripped down the third baseline. That's going to get out towards left field. He's going to round first, and he's going to head into second base, and he'll be in with a stand-up double to lead things off for the Raptors.
Got some wheels on him.
Caleb he's pretty quick, and he had double on the mind right off the bat.
Exactly. Rounded that base pretty quick.
Wasn't going to hold up. That's going to bring up Tyler Kolpin, a .300 hitter this year for the Raptors. Johnson out of the stretch. Kissemacher a decent lead. Off-speed pitch there to start this at-bat off, and that falls in for strike 1. 0-1 the count here to Tyler Kolpin. Johnson working out of the stretch. Comes to the plate.
Breaking for third.
Popped up left side. Kissemacher better get back. That's going to be a foul ball. Nobody could get to it. Out at third base for the Raptors, that's Blaine Olson. He couldn't get there. Neither could Brody Lillifloren, for the Wolverines.
Big lead for Kistenmacher.
He's getting off the bag. 0-2 the count. Ooh, that one must have just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on this Wednesday evening. Ridgeview Raptors hosting the River Valley Wolverines. 1-2 the count. That's going to bounce in front of the plate. Kissemacher is going to take off to third. The throw to third is going to go out to left field. Kissemacher, he was really thinking about going home. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Kolpin. I was kind of surprised they held up Kissemacher. I would
think he could have made it if he didn't hesitate.
2-2 the count to Kolpin. Here's the pitch. Bounces low. Good job by the catcher behind the plate for River Valley. Ethan Thomas took that one off the chest protector and kept it in front of him. So full count here, no outs. 1 runner at third. It's Kissemacher. Kolpin at the plate. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. That one must not have missed by very much. It's going to bring up the right-handed hitting second baseman, Bo Clausen. He's batting .400. Let's see if we see a steal here with runners on the corners. Runners at first and third for the Raptors. Kolpin at first, Kissemacher at third, Clausen at the plate. Here's the pitch. And yes, that'll be a stolen base for Kolpin. So 2 runners in scoring position here with no outs. Here's the pitch. That's going to be lined out to left center field. That's going to find the gap. That's going to score 2. Clausen digging for second base. He'll be in with a stand-up double. That clears the bases. The center fielder, Tyler Town, I think he was kind of battling the sun a little bit.
See him rubbing his eyes out there.
Brings up Brecken Conover. He's a .286 hitter, so 2 runs in here with no outs. Bottom half of the first inning. Conover's going to hit a little soft liner right to Lilliflorn at shortstop, and he just puts his glove up. I don't think he even had to move his feet. So that's out number 1. Still a runner at second base, and good job by Bo Clausen at second base. It's so tempting to take off when you hear the bat hit the ball and come off really steady, but that would have been an easy double play if he would have gotten too far off the bag. So still a runner at second. Trayson Price at the plate. Big cut, swing and a miss there. Trayson is a freshman, batting .385 this season. On deck, it's the DH, Aiden Martin. Price at the plate. He's going to hit one right to the first baseman. Nice grab by Austin Holtz. Quick thinking. Now he had to move for that one.
Yeah.
Had to jump off his feet and over towards second base. So back-to-back lineouts. Is out number 2 there. Aiden Martin, the DH, to the plate here. He's a sophomore, batting .083. Takes a look at a strike. 2 out, 1 on. Bo Clausen at second base after his double drove in 2 runs. It's 2-0. Ridgeview leads. Breaking ball didn't quite fall in enough for Colton Johnson that time. That's going to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on here. 2-0. Ridgeview leads in the bottom half of the first. Here's the pitch from Johnson. This one's popped up sky high right side, and it will fall. And Austin Holtz, he made a good effort at that, but he just kind of ran out of real estate.
Covered a lot of ground there.
He did. Would have had to made like a over-the-shoulder basket catch to get there, but I like the effort. Long story short, it was just another strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Umpire Matt Pitts says, let's play. 1-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Going to even the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is right fielder Dylan Wood. Dylan Wood's a senior, batting .214. But at the plate, it's Aiden Martin with a 2-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at second. Misses outside. Thought that was possibly going to be strike 3. Looked good from up here.
Just barely outside.
It's always hard to tell. We're sitting on the third baseline. Unless you're sitting right behind home plate, it's always a little hard to tell. That one is a called strike 3. Pitts has been calling the inner half of that plate. So in that half inning, Ridgeview scores 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the top half of the second inning with Ridgeview leading River Valley 2-0. Due up for River Valley, it will be Sawyer Cockburn, Blaine Olson, and Landon Johnson back in 2 minutes on Classic Hits KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa.
Time for the little
Classic Hits KCHE 92.1. It's Sawyer Cockburn, a righty, at the plate. Swing and a miss. He was behind that one from Brinkman. So 0-1 the count.
Sawyer Cockburn still looking for his first hit on the new season.
Needs to get that batting average going. A swing and a miss there. Strike 2. I noticed I think the last 4 batters here for the River Valley Wolverines don't have a batting average. But, through 4 games, you got plenty of season left to get it going. I usually don't look too much into stats early in the season. It's tough. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Sawyer, the third baseman. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3.
Nice pitch there.
And Brinkman, he's kind of has a strange release point. Seems like he releases very high. Kind of hard to pick up on that as a hitter, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
So that's going to bring up Blaine Olson. Blaine is a 8th grader. Playing third base tonight. So Brinkman, with nobody on, fires to the plate. That's going to be hit out to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Falls right in front of the right fielder.
Had a little trouble with the throw there. Going to get it under control.
Tried maybe throwing him out at first base, but you've got to have a pretty good cannon to throw a runner out at first base from right field. I've seen it happen. I'm a Kansas City Royals fan. Billy Butler used to play for the Royals, and he there was a couple times he got gunned down. That's
I loved him.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1 there for Landon Johnson. Oh, and 1 the count. 1 out, 1 on here for the Wolverines. That's going to fall inside for strike 2. Looked like Landon was maybe a little bit fooled on that one, kind of leaned out of the box. Must have been a breaking ball that fell in. 0-2 the count. Fouled straight back, just fought that one off. Jacob Brinkman on the mound for the Ridgeview Raptors. Jacob Brinkman is a junior. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 2. That's strikeout 1, 2, 3 on the evening here. Brings up number 9 hitter, Freddie Rarrett. Freddie Rarrett, a freshman. Whereas number 16 bats right-handed. He'll dig in. Here's the pitch. This one's popped up right side into right field, making a run at it and making the play. Out in right field is Dylan Wood. That was a nice running grab.
Had to cover a lot of ground there to get that one.
That's out number 3 in that half inning. River Valley puts up 1 hit, no runs. They leave 1 base runner on. Due up for the Ridgeview Raptors. We'll head to the bottom half of the second. They're leading 2-0. We will see Dylan Wood, Cale Murtu, and the center fielder Cade Harriman Back in a moment, you're listening to high school baseball on Classic Hits, KCHE, and Fuller Digital Solutions.
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home, or maybe something even bigger. Correctionville Building Center prides themselves on great customer service and helping you get what you need for your next building project. Visit them in Correctionville today or call 372-4640. Correctionville Building Center.
Fuller Digital Solutions, welcome back to Holstein. It's 2-0. Ridgeview leading. Ridgeview going to bring up a left-handed hitter, Dylan Wood. He's a .214 hitter this year. Colton Johnson back out on the mound for the Wolverines. So Dylan Wood stands in there on the left side. Here's the pitch. That one hit him on the knee. So Kale Murtu will come to the plate. Kale is a freshman, batting .077. Umpire Pitts talking things over with the catcher, Ethan Thomas. Get back to action here. All right, runner at first is Dylan Wood. It's Kale Murtu at the plate. Johnson going to throw him back. Got him. I was going to say almost got him, but he did get him. So you get a free bag, and then you give it right back. It's out number one. Brings up Kale Murtu. Ridgeview has always kind of been a team that's a little bit more aggressive on the bases. 1-0 the count. Sometimes you pay that price. 1-0 the count to right-handed hitting first baseman Kale Murtu. He's going to pop one up. Shallow left center. Town makes a nice running play. Kind of had a run right in front of Sawyer Cockburn out there in left field, but I think that was an easier play for Town because he was kind of coming over in the shade there a little bit.
Got some long strides.
Going to bring up Cade Harriman, the center fielder. He bats left-handed as well. Cade Harriman, a sophomore, batting .167. Swinging a foul ball. So have you been on the Varsity Bound app? Is that where you got your stats?
Yep.
How do you like that versus Quick Stats?
You know, I thought I wouldn't like it. I was so used to Quick Stats, but once I got on there, it was just...
Once you get used to it.
Right.
0-1 the count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Nobody on. That's going to be a low ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 2-0. Ridgeview leads here in the bottom half of the second. Yeah, like for the longest time, I was able to get to like a team's page and see like their top 5 hitters, RBI.
Exactly.
And that's going to be strike 2. And then I thought, how do I get to the team stats? Well, all you have to do is click on one of the players' names. That's how I've got there. That's how I've figured out how to do it.
Right.
And then you can kind of get to your sortable stats and everything. Here's the 1-2 from Johnson. Breaking ball called, strike 3. In that half inning, Ridgeview scores no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're going to head to the top half of the third inning with Ridgeview leading by a score of 2-0. It's going to be the top of the order due up for River Valley. It's going to be Ethan Thomas, Brody Lilleflorn, and Austin Holtz back here in just a couple moments on Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home, or maybe something even bigger. Correctionville
choosing the Holstein Supermarket. If you are not yet a valued customer, we would love to have you become one. At the Holstein Supermarket, we value you.
Yeah, barely snuck in.
Proudly serves the Correctionville area. Their friendly staff knows the needs of the area and provides you with excellent financial advice. The team of their growing bank is ready to serve you with checking, savings, IRAs, certificates of deposit, and loans of all types. So stop in and see them today. The F&B Bank is a proud supporter of the River Valley School System. F&B Bank, locally owned, locally active, and proud to be your bank. Member FDIC.
Class Kids, KCHE 92.1. And we've got Ethan Thomas down at second base and a 0-1 count here to Brody Lilliflor. To start off the inning, Thomas hit a kind of a soft grounder down the third baseline, and it stayed fair. It's going to be ball one there to Brody. Brody Lilliflor today is 1 for 1 with a single. He's got a runner in scoring position with Ethan Thomas. Out in front of that one, fouls it down. That's going to bring the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and 1 the count. Thomas at second gets a lead. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit to third. Looks the runner back, goes to first. That was a nice play by the third baseman, Becken Conover.
Looks like the coach, Todd Getch, wanted Ethan Thomas to break for third there, but hesitated a little and stayed at second.
And when you hesitate, that's when you get yourself in trouble. That was a nice play at third by Brecken Thomas. Brings up first baseman Austin Holtz, last time up. Popped out to right field. Brinkman's going to bring the pitch. This is going to be hit to short, over to first. Nice play. Now they're going to go to third. Can they get the double play? The throw's in time. The tag is down, and they turn the double play. So in that half inning, River Valley scores no runs on 1 hit. Nobody left on base. Good defensive effort there by the Ridgeview Raptors. They're going to have the top of their order coming up here in the bottom half of the third with Kissemacher, Kolpin, and Clausen. Back in 2 minutes, you're listening to High School Western Valley Conference Baseball on Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home.
The Raptors hold a 2-0 lead here over the River Valley Wolverines as we head to the bottom half of the third. It's a 1-0 count for Caleb Kissemacher. He's going to pop one up high left field. Cockburn out in left makes the play. Battling the sun, that was probably a tough play for Sawyer out there. Good thing he's got the sunglasses on. Going to bring up Tyler Kolpin. Last time up, Tyler walked, stole a base, and scored a run on that double by Bo Clausen. That brought in 2 runs. That was back in the bottom half of the first inning. Still 2-0. Here's the pitch from Colton Johnson. That one's going to run inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count, nobody on. Bottom half of the third. Coach Tesh down the third baseline gives some advice. Here's the pitch to Colpin, the 1-0 count. That one's going to miss high. And Thomas just kind of stood up. He knew that one wasn't going to fall back in. 2-0 the count, so Colton Thomas will have to regroup here. Here's the 2-0 to the plate. Missed high that time. So now he's got a 3-0 count. I would assume that batter Tyler Colpin would be taking this one all the way. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be ball 4.
You can tell Colton's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound.
It's always tough when you give up a walk, especially if you just want to throw a strike. And you just can't find it. Brings up Bo Clausen today. He's 1 for 1 with a double and 2 RBIs. 1 away here. Runner at first. Tyler gets a big lead. He's going to go. Had the hit and run on there. So 0-1 the count. So Clausen gets back in the box, standing at the very back of the box. Here's the 0-1. Watch that one low all the way. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So you're a junior at River Valley, correct?
Yep. Time flies.
Goes quick. Johnson to the plate. Nice breaking ball, falls in for a strike. So Colton Johnson, he's a junior in your class. You've probably known him quite a while.
Yep.
Do you have any funny stories that you want to share about Colton?
You know, he does all sports, so there's always that sort of thing, but...
Bo is swinging a miss. That's a drop third strike. Yeah, he's out at first because the first base was occupied. So nothing you want to share about Colton?
Probably nothing that wouldn't get him in trouble.
Okay. We don't want to do that. Brings up Brecken Conover. Brecken, the third baseman, wears number 8, bats right-handed. Last time up, he lined out to short. Runner at second, Tyler Colpin. That pitch misses low, ball 1. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Colpin gets a second at lead. Johnson to the plate. That's going to be in there for a called strike.
Nice pitch there.
Good placement. Seems like they've been calling those on the inside of the plate, so if you're a pitcher, that's good on you to recognize it and kind of try and go right back to that zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at second. Here's the pitch. Missed just a touch high. Brings the count to 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Second baseman holding him on there. That's Colton Kurtz. Here's the pitch. Swung at and missed. That was probably a little bit high.
Hard ones are hard to lay off sometimes.
Those
high ones.
Yeah, those high ones. They always look so tempting coming across the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. That's Tyler Colpin. It's Brecken Conover, the batter. Here's Johnson to the plate. Swung at and missed. That is strike 3 for out number 3 in that half inning. Ridgeview scores no runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base. We're going to head to the top half of the 4th. It's still 2-0. Ridgeview leading. Due up for River Valley, it's going to be pitcher Colton Johnson, center fielder Tyler Town, and left fielder Sawyer Cockburn. Back in 2 minutes. You're listening to High School Baseball on Florida Digital Solutions and Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated.
In the top half of the fourth, the leadoff double from pitcher Colton Johnson brings up Tyler Town to the plate. Town takes a look at ball 2, 2-0 the count. So Tyler Town, he's a junior, also your classmate. You play basketball with Tyler.
Yeah, he's one of the better players on the team. Really good post player.
2-0 the count, and that's kind of a swinging bunt. That'll work just like a sacrifice to get that runner over to third base. I'm going to mark that down as a sacrifice here. That's out number 1. Brings up Sawyer Cockburn. So can Tyler throw down some pretty good dunks in practice?
You know, for a lot of years now he's been getting close, but this year he should be able to throw a couple down.
It's fun to watch players do that. Sawyer Cockburn at the plate. And here's a slow roller right back to Brinkman. Looks that runner back to third, goes to first. Brinkman initially kind of hit it off his glove, but the important part of that was he kept it down and in front of him.
Nice play there by Brinkman to keep the runner at third.
Hey, you had to look back at Colton Johnson. I assume Colton Johnson probably not one of the quickest players on the baseball field. But
swings a mean bat.
Yes. More of a power hitter than a speed guy, right?
Yep.
That double he had, that was a nice hit.
That was about out to the warning track.
Very nice. 1-0 the count here to Blaine Olson. This one's poked out to second base. Bo Clausen underneath it over to first. That will end the half inning. Ridgeview playing very solid defense here. And in that half inning, no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left at base. 2 up for the Ridgeview Raptors. It's going to be Trayson Price, Aiden Martin, and Dylan Wood. We'll be back with the bottom half of the fourth here in 2 minutes. You're listening to Western Valley Conference Baseball on Fuller Digital Solutions and Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home, or maybe something even bigger. Correctionville Building Center prides themselves on great customer service and helping you get what you need for your next building project. Visit them in Correctionville today or call 372-4640. Correctionville Building Center.
Nursing and rehab, proud to support the River Valley Wolverines.
It's official. The Backdraft Bar and Grill in Holstein has opened their doors for dining and eating. They'll be following the state's recommendation, so parties can be of no more than 6 people. Tables will be spaced 6 feet apart.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there.
Ezra Miller is going to go to Nebraska.
4-star offensive tackle.
Very big kid. Very nice kid as well. Here's Trayson Price, a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss high, 2-0. 2-0 the count. Nobody on, no outs. Bottom half of the fourth inning here. Colt Johnson sets out of the full windup, comes to the plate. That's going to miss high, ball 3.
Trayson Prince lined out to first, his first at bat. Austin Holtz caught that one.
Made a pretty athletic play if I remember. So 3-0 count. He'll be taking this one all the way. Outside, ball 4. I wasn't quite sure the way the umpire kind of went like that.
Thought maybe he was calling for a strike.
I thought it was maybe a called strike, but he was pointing to first base. And it was one that was borderline. It could have been either.
Maybe a touch outside.
Aiden Martin, the DH, today 0 for 1. He struck out looking. Runner's going to go down to second base. He'll be there in plenty time. That throw from Thomas just kind of sailed on him. Don't think he, probably by the way he threw that, I'm guessing he did not have a great grip on the ball.
Puts a runner in scoring position early.
With no outs, it's Aiden Martin at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fouled that one straight back. Is it every ball that's hit out of play has to be sanitized before it comes back in?
Yeah, if our players, if the defensive team gets it, then it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
If the finger touches it, then yes.
Here's the 1-1. That one's going to be a line drive foul.
See a guy out there had to get out of the way.
Just ducked out of the way down the
first base line.
First base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Aiden Martin, the DH. Today 0 for 1. He struck out looking. He's got a runner at second with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Missed low. Thomas behind the plate tried to frame that one up a little bit.
Looked like he moved it up into the strike zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Colton out of the stretch to the plate. That one missed high and away. Trying to think, there was a guy that, I can't think of his name. Maybe A.J. Pernitsky used to catch for the Chicago White Sox, I think.
Right.
There's a video of him trying to frame up a curveball that bounced about 4 feet in front of the plate. This one's hit a mile high out to Cockburn in left field.
He's going to have to battle the sun.
And the runner at second tags, but Cockburn was right there. Good job by Sawyer out in left field to get underneath of that. So 1 out, 1 on. Yeah, I don't think too often you're going to be able to frame up a pitch that bounces 4 feet in front of the...
Not too often.
It was funny to watch it, I remember, because it bounced in and he kind of gave a look to the umpire. Like, you're not going to give me that one? Johnson going to throw back to second base, and I think he slipped on the back of the rubber. He fell down. Ball goes to the outfield. Can he get under the tag? Yes. The throw was there in time, but good job by Trayson Price of sliding right underneath that tag.
Pretty nice throw there by Town at center, but just a little late.
One out, runner at third now for Dylan Wood. And that same guy, A.J. Pernitsky, they asked him his funny story of getting kicked out of a game. Said one time in the middle of an at-bat, he asked the home plate umpire for a new ball. The umpire said, "What's wrong with this one?" He says, "Well, apparently you can't see it." The home plate umpire said, "You're gone. You're tossed."
That'll do it.
1 out, runner at third for Dylan Wood, the lefty. He's going to hit this one out towards center field. Can Town get there? Yes. Runner from third is going to tag. Town gets it in quickly, but Price will be in. So that's a sack and RBI for Dylan Wood. Out number 2 brings up Cale Murtu. Brings the lead up 3-0 here. First run since the bottom half of the first.
Cale popped out to center his first time around.
You can hear Dylan Wood in the dugout right below us. He's pumped about the sack fly. 2 outs, nobody on. Base is clear, so now Colton Johnson can just get right back to work. He's throwing a pretty good ball game. He's throwing a lot of strikes here. Here's the pitch. Hits the inner part of the plate. Let's see here. He has walked 1, 2, 3 batters and hit 1. Through 3 2/3, so not bad. Here's the pitch. Fouled down the third base side, so now 0-2 count to Cale Murtu. 2 outs. We're in the bottom half of the fourth. It's 3-0. Ridgeview leading here. You're tuned in to Classic Hits KCHE along with Fuller Digital Solutions. I believe the Ridgeview and River Valley softball game over on the digital side, and I think we've got a couple other games going tonight. Don't have the whole list in front of me. 2 away here. Here's the pitch. Misses outside. leave the count 1-2 here. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Murtu. Johnson working out of the stretch, even though there's nobody on. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be popped up to Sawyer out in left field. He comes in and makes the play. Good job by Tyler Town there backing him up in case that were to pop out of his glove. But at the end of that inning, Ridgeview leads by a score of 3-0. In that half inning, they scored 1 run on a sacrifice fly, left no runners on base. Due up for River Valley, it's going to be Landon Johnson, Freddie Rarrett, then the top of the order with Ethan Thomas. We'll be back in 2 minutes. It's Classic Hits, KCHE, and Forward Digital Solutions.
Building Center Incorporated.
Leading River Valley here in the top half of the fifth, 5-0. To start things off, Landon Johnson hit a little pop-up right back to Brinkman, the catcher, but his forward momentum pitching to the plate had him going forward, and the ball was hit kind of right over his head, and he almost was able to barehand it. But Johnson was able to outrun the throw after that, so we'll mark it down as a hit. 1-1, 1-2 now the count to Freddie Rarrett. Freddie Rarrett, the DH, batting for the second baseman, Colton Kurtz. Let's see, Freddie Rarrett, what year is he this year? Called strike 3 there on Freddie.
He's going to be going into his sophomore year.
Just a freshman. Takes a called third strike, looking for out number 1. So I believe with baseball coming back, the American League and the National League are both going to have designated hitters. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've always kind of thought that's how it should be, but I've always thought that they should just have the choice on it, but it's kind of a crazy year with all that's going on with COVID-19. And
I don't know if I agree with putting the base runner at second base to speed up games, but with this season, we'll give it I'll give it a pass, see how it works, and see how much it changes the dynamic of the game.
Yeah, the MLB's always been trying to come up with ways to speed up the game and keep younger viewers entertained, but have to see how that works out.
But I like the DH. I've got some buddies who are National League guys, and they're like, well, it takes a lot to, it's more of a game plan. I said, well, I like to see guys hit dingers. I don't like to see pitchers lay down bunts.
Exactly.
Throw back to first, not in time. Although there are some pitchers that hit the ball pretty well. I think Clayton Kershaw can kind of swing it.
Yeah, he's always been a pretty good hitter for a pitcher.
I think Madison Baumgartner, he can swing pretty well. Here's the pitch. Throw down to second base. It's going to be in time. Got him. Threw out that courtesy runner. Dropped it. Came out, so he's safe.
Jacob Brickman's really pitching well tonight. Throwing a lot of strikes.
I don't think he has walked anybody yet. Hasn't walked anybody. 0-1 the count here to top of the order hitter, Ethan Thomas. Here's the pitch. Missed high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bartolo Colon, another pitcher that comes to mind that could swing it.
One of my favorites. Played for the Twins a couple years.
Love Bartolo Colon. Here's a chopper hit right back to Brinkman. He's going to go to first and get the lead out there.
Got Cole Thomas, the 8th grader.
Is that the courtesy runner down the third base line?
Yep, number 9.
I liked when Bartolo went to the Minnesota Twins. They had like a little information thing, and I think the thing I liked about Bartolo was he used to ride his donkey named Pancho to baseball practice.
Remember that being always a big story.
Strike 1 to Brody Lilliflorn, and I think it was the other thing he threw coconuts to build up arm strength or something like that.
Yep.
It's amazing what folks can overcome in the world of baseball. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be ripped out to left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit and score that runner from third easily. And Brody Lilliflorn is going to be in with a stand-up double with 2 away. A 2-out double that brings in a run. 2 outs RBI there. That's always good when you can bring in a run with 2 outs.
First baseman, Austin Holtz.
Austin Holtz. Today 0 for 2. Last time up he grounded into a double play. 2 away, runner at second. And this one's hit right back to Brinkman, and he knocks it down, and Clausen will not get there to it in time. You know, I think if Brinkman would have just let that go to Clausen, he probably would have been able to get it and get over to first in time, but, you've just using your instincts to try and get to the ball there.
Going to put runners at the corners here with 2 down.
Brings up Colton Johnson. Today he's singled and doubled. Only a triple and a home run away from the cycle.
See if you can keep that going.
Here's the pitch. And he actually, if he would hit a home run here, he'd put his team up by 1. One 1-0 the count to Colton. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a hard hit ball down the third baseline. That's
right
going to score 2.
Lay it.
And that's going to be a double. That ties up the ball game.
Colton Johnson, 3 of 3 on tonight's ball game.
Another double, 2 RBIs. That scores Lilliflorn and Holtz.
Going to tie up the ball game here at 3 apiece.
Tell you, Austin Holtz, he must be pretty quick, huh?
He's got some speed on him.
Got some wheels, so now we're tied 3-all. Tyler Town, the batter. 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice. Was behind that one, fouled it away.
That Austin Holtz, he's gotten quicker over the years. I remember freshman year, we used to always be running suicides during basketball practice, and our coach Kyle Trapp would come in and say, if he finishes in front of you, you got to keep going, and Austin would always be trailing him.
Okay. Here's the pitch. That one's swung on, foul down the first base side. Tyler just a little bit behind it. So 0-2 the count with 2 outs. We're tied up here in the top half of the 5th. Ridgeview scored 2 in the bottom half of the 1st, and I believe 1 in the bottom half of the 4th, and 3 runs in. Here's a little poke by Town out to Clausen. He'll go over to first in time. That is out number 3. In that half inning, River Valley scores 3 runs on 2 hits, I believe 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We're tied 3-3. We're going to the bottom half of the 5th. Due up, it's going to be batters 9, 1, and 2. The bottom of the order is going to be Cade Harriman. Then top of the order with Caleb Kissemacher and Tyler Colpin back in 2 minutes with more Ridgeview River Valley baseball on Fuller Digital Solutions and Classic Hits KCHE.
Building Center
down at center field, and maybe a center fielder, that was under 6 foot probably would have got through there, but Town uses height to his advantage there. 1 away here in the bottom half of the 5th. We're tied 3-3. Caleb Kissemacher pokes one out to left field. That could get down. Gets past Sawyer Cockburn. He falls down diving. Kissemacher's got speed. He's going to round first base, and he's into second base. A stand-up double with 1 away. He's 2 for 3 today with 2 doubles. Brings up Tyler Colpin. Colpin today has walked twice, scored once, and stolen a base. So you've got a quick runner at second with Caleb Kissemacher.
So far, Tyler hasn't even really had to swing the bat.
Swings there, misses. I think he got him. Yes, got the tag right on the helmet, diving in. That's out number 2.
Nice throw there by the catcher, Thomas.
That was a really good throw by Ethan there.
Put it right where it needed to be. The third baseman, Olson.
Got him right on the helmet, diving in. So you go from having 1 out and a runner in scoring position to the bases empty with 2 away. And it's a 1-1 count, I believe, as he swung at the pitch before that. 2-1, 2-1. We were both wrong. It's okay. The 3-0 count here. To Tyler Colpin. On deck, it's Bo Clausen. We're in the bottom half of the 5th. We're tied up 3-3. That one's fouled. I think that runs the... I could have swore he swung at 1. So 3-1 the count. Nobody on here. 3-1. And it's Tyler Colpin. He's hitting 300 coming into this game. 3-1 the count. Here's Johnson to the plate. That's going to be ripped to Lilliflorn at short. Recovers, strong arms it to first base. Won't be in time. That's going to go wide. Holtz will have to chase it down, but I think I'm going to mark that down as that'll be an error.
It's a hardly hit ball.
Was very hard hit. Brings up Bo Clausen, so now a runner at first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Going to run inside. And you got to think, if Kissemacher hadn't been tagged out going to third, he probably would have made it home on that, as he's pretty quick.
He's got some speed on him. Basketball point guard.
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Evens up the count.
So what position do you play in basketball?
I usually play guard.
Guard? Who's your favorite guard to watch in the NBA?
Oh, I've always liked Klay Thompson, those guys that are really good at shooting the 3-ball.
It's pretty good. There's one fouled straight back.
Warriors are a really fun team to watch when they had Steph and Klay and Durant all out there.
And their season's done. They didn't get invited to Orlando, and I think they're going to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sometimes the rich just get a little bit richer.
That's right.
Because once everybody comes back healthy. Here's a 1-2 count to Clausen. Runner's going to go. 2-2 the count. I happen to be a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Really? Yeah, they got some young talent on their team.
Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic.
That's right.
2-2 the count to Bo. He's going to hit one out towards center field to Town. He's got a good read on it, and he will put it away for out number 3 in that half inning. Ridgeview scores no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. Due up for River Valley. We're headed to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Sawyer Cockburn, Blaine Olson, and Landon Johnson. We'll be back here in just a few moments. It's Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated, located in beautiful Correctionville, Iowa. They have the lumber you need for building your new home, or maybe something even bigger. Correctionville Building Center prides themselves on great customer service and helping you get what you need for your next building project. Visit them at Correctionville.
Gets Sawyer Cockburn at first. Deep in the hole from Bo over to first. That's a mouthful to put together. One away here, top half of the sixth. Brings up Blaine Olson. Today he's 1 for 2 with a single. Third baseman digs in here for the Wolverines. And here's the pitch from Brinkman. Fouls that one up and away. So 0-1 the count. We're in the top half of the sixth, and it's tied up 3-3.
Been a pretty good ball game.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. 0-2 the count. Yeah, Ridgeview got 2 runs early in the bottom half of the first, 1 in the bottom half of the fourth. River Valley just answered right back all at once, 3 in the top half of the fifth. Missed low, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Blaine Olson. Both pitchers throwing pretty well. Jacob Brinkman comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high one there again.
Hard to lay off that.
Got him with that one once earlier in the at-bat and got him. Let's see, Brinkman has struck out 1, 2, 3. That was number 4. And I will say, Ridgeview's been playing very solid defense behind him. Swing and a miss there by Landon Johnson. Ridgeview has turned 1 double play. I believe they've committed just 1 error. Swing and a miss, had him fooled on that one.
Quick 0-2 count here.
So now with nobody on, Brinkman can, pretty much throw whatever he wants. Doesn't have to worry about a pass ball or anything.
Got him right where he wants him.
Here's the 0-2. Goes with a heater. Got him. That's strike 3 on the swing and a miss in that half inning. River Valley scores no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're going to the bottom half of the sixth. We're tied 3-3, and due up for Ridgeview, it's going to be batters 4, 5, and 6. It's going to be Brecken Conover, Trayson Price, and Aiden Martin. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Ridgeview and River Valley baseball on Classic Hits, KCHE, and Fuller Digital Solutions. Here the Ridgeview Raptors tied up with River Valley, heading to the bottom half of the 6th. And it's Colton Johnson out there, still on the mound. Both these pitchers have, really pitched pretty well. And to my left, we've got Carter Norris, a junior going into your senior year, correct?
Yep.
You're thinking about college a little bit.
Thinking of going to USD.
USD.
A lot of people from around here go there, seems like.
Good school. All right, so here's Brecken Conover. Today he's 0 for 2, hits one. Is that foul down the third baseline? That just went right in front of the bag. That was close.
That would have been trouble.
I think if it would have been 100% true, a fair ball, I think you'd be hearing a little bit more from Coach Tesh. He was right there down the third base watching it. So 0-1 the count to Conover. He's 0 for 2. We're in the bottom of the 6th. We're tied 3-3. Here's the pitch. Thomas tried to frame that one up. Couldn't quite work. 1 ball, 1 strike. So do you do any other extracurriculars besides basketball?
Always done speech ever since my freshman year. I really enjoy that.
You're doing pretty good on the radio.
Yeah, I've always kind of liked talking.
That's fun. Yeah, when I was in school, my teachers would yell at me for talking. Well, the joke's on them because I get paid to do it now.
Now it's a compliment.
Yes. 2-1 the count here to Brecken Conover. He's going to hit one right up the middle. That's going to be good for a base hit. Town collects it and underhands it back in. So the go-ahead run at first base, no outs. Don't know a whole lot about Brecken. Haven't seen him on the bases today, so don't know if he's got a ton of speed or not. But Ridgeview could be aggressive on the base paths. They have been all night. Trayson Price today, 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base and a run scored. Run scored was back in the 4th inning, I believe. Yes. Johnson working out of the stretch. They're going to throw back the runner. Conover at first. He's back in plenty of time. Could probably add about an extra half of a stride onto his lead.
It's one of the advantages of lefties.
They can hold them on there. Here's the pitch. Going to lay down the bunt. And they go to first. So the sack, did he get him? Yes. I wasn't sure that Trayson didn't outrun that. So the sack bunt does exactly what it's supposed to. It's out number 1. Brings up Aiden Martin. Today, Aiden is 0 for 2.
Had a strikeout and a flyout.
So Aiden Martin batting for the pitcher, Jacob Brinkman. Conover at second gets a lead. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off home plate. 0-1 the count. To Aiden Martin. Base hit would more than likely give Ridgeview the lead here. We're tied up 3-3, bottom half of the 6th. It's Aiden Martin at the plate. Here's the pitch. He's going to hit that one towards the shortstop. That'll go over to first. In time, that's out number 2.
Going to move the runner over to third.
So Dylan Wood today has been hit by a pitch and has a sacrifice RBI, so 0 for 0 officially in the books. So the lefty digs in there. Now you got to be careful. You don't want to throw a pass ball in there for a strike. If you're Colton Johnson, the pitcher for River Valley, you want to keep those balls in front of the plate. There would be a play at the plate, I would assume, if there's a pass ball. Outside, ball 2, or ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Go ahead and run at third here for Ridgeview. For right fielder Dylan Wood. Johnson comes set. Fires to the plate. That one misses high, 2-1. On deck is Cale Murtu. At the plate, Dylan Wood, a .214 hitter this season. From the left side of the dish there. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good cut there, just right over top of it. I think his timing was right. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Go ahead, runner at third, bottom half of the 6th. We're tied up 3-3. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3, rung him up in that half inning. Ridgeview scores no runs off the leadoff single. The sacrifice moved him over, but they weren't able to get that runner in. We're going to go to the top half of the 7th with batters number 9, 1, and 2. Bottom of the order with Freddie Rarrett, then top of the order with Ethan Thomas and Brody Littlethorn. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Fuller Digital Solutions and Classic
Hill Building Center Incorporated.
Heading to the top half of the 7th inning. In high school, they play 7. Unless we're still tied, then we'll go to extras. 3-3. It's Freddie Rarrett, the number 9 hitter. Behind that one, swing and a miss. Today, Freddie has popped out to right field and struck out. How's the Ridgeview River Valley softball game going?
Tied 5-5 right now in the top of the 6th inning. And they got a runner on third. River Valley's batting.
I remember a few years ago when River Valley was playing at Ridgeview, I think the lights went out in left field. And I can't think of the gentleman's name. 1-1 is the count. 1-2 is that's fouled away. It's what's the Getch, or not Getch, Canuck?
Scott Canuck.
Scott went in there, and I think it was one of his daughters. He said, just throw me a ball in here. I'm going to see if I can see it. And he says, I can see it. If you want to play, we'll play. But they did end up getting the lights back on. That's going to miss for ball 2.
Scott Canuck has 3 daughters who are all very good at softball.
I know there's Taylor.
She's the youngest one.
Okay. Oh, man, I'm going to test myself here. Okay, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be poked out to left field and caught out in left field. Nice play there by Trayson Price. And the other one was just a senior last year, right?
I think two years ago.
2 years ago?
They were both on that 2015 state team.
Okay. Taylor and what did her name start with?
J.
J?
The oldest one starts with the J.
Oh, man.
And the middle one starts with the A. Jenna and Allison.
Jenna and Allison, okay. Was it Jenna? She was a catcher, wasn't she? Or was Allison a catcher?
Jenna was the catcher, and I think Allison pitched every once in a while. And then McKenna was also a really good pitcher, I believe.
So 1 away here, 1-0 count to top of the order hitter Ethan Thomas. That one's chopped at, hit through the left side of the infield. That was a high pitch there. Probably would have been a called ball, but Ethan Thomas will take the single.
Ethan Thomas having a good day today on the bats.
Yeah, 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Brings up Brody Littlethorn. He's got a single and a double, an RBI, stolen base, and a run scored. He's done a little bit of everything today. He's a 500 hitter coming into the game. They'll throw that runner back at first. Back in plenty of time is Ethan Thomas. And you got to think here in the top half of the 7th. Do you maybe get a little aggressive on the bases?
See him kind of extending his lead off there.
Brinkman's keeping him honest, throwing him back over there. 1 away here. Rarrett hit a long fly ball.
It's a 3rd throwback there from Brinkman.
3rd in a row, yeah.
Does not want him going anywhere.
Coach Tesh will probably say, okay, focus on the runner at this point.
Wolverines are in their power part of the lineup here with Brody and Austin and Colton. coming up.
Runner's going to go. The throw down to second base will not be in time. Kind of rolls out towards where the second baseman would normally play.
Puts a runner in scoring position here.
So stolen base there for Ethan. The batter, Brody Lilliflorn. I think he's got an 0-1 count. I think that last one was a called strike, yes. So Brinkman out of the stretch, comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Good cut there by Brody. He realizes he needs to protect the plate here. Backs up in the batter's box just a little bit. Here's the 0-2. Ooh, just outside.
Looked good from up here.
That one had to miss on the outside from where we were sitting because it, height-wise, looked like it was right down Main Street. 1-2, the count, 1 out. Runner at second base. Here's the pitch. Just a little low. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. On deck you have Austin Holtz. Runner at second base is Ethan Thomas. Brinkman to the plate here. Popped up right side. This could land foul, and it does. Thought maybe the first baseman for Ridgeview, Cale Mertu, thought he maybe could get to that.
Gave it a little bit of a chase there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. It's Brody Lilliflorn at the plate today, 2 for 3. Single, a double, an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. He's got a runner in scoring position. Would be the go-ahead run. Holds off. That's ball 3. Going to load it up. Loads up the bases. Or loads up the count, not the bases. And we've got time here for Ethan Thomas. Looks like he's retying his shoe or his cleat out there at second base. Seems like a lot of baseball players go with New Balance cleats. Seems like
kind of noticed that.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to be hit through the middle. That went off the glove of Clausen, and that's going to score a run.
He's going to make it safely.
Thomas slides in. The helmet comes off. I think I would probably, we'll mark that a hit.
Brody Lilliflorn comes up big here. Top of the 7th inning.
Pushes that go-ahead run. And good job by Ethan Thomas. He was going hard out of the gate. Brings up Austin Holtz. I'm guessing you and Austin are pretty good buddies.
Oh, yeah. He moved here not too long ago, and we're pretty good friends here now.
I'm going to throw that runner back at first. He's back in time. Do you have any stories about Austin that you want to tell?
I'll tell you one thing. He's a fast driver.
He's a fast driver? Okay. Does he have a nickname at all? Does anybody call him a nickname?
Well, for some reason we always call him Dr. Doctor. It's kind of an odd story.
Okay.
One probably too long to tell. Brody Lilliflorn's going to make it second safely.
Stolen base there. And I believe a 1-0 count to Austin. So Dr. Holtz in at the plate. Top half of the 7th. River Valley up by 1. Popped up back out of play. That'll be a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Runner at second base. It's 0-2. Man. Well, there's a lot going on with the base runners and everything. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that one looked like it could have been a called.
Must have been a touch outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Brinkman. 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count here to Holtz. So where did Austin move from, do you know?
He used to live up in North Scott.
Okay.
His mom was a principal or teacher up there, and now she teaches she's the principal for the elementary school now.
Okay. Is he in your class, a junior as well?
Yep.
Okay. Full count here. 3-2, 1 out. Runner at second base, it's Brody Lilliflorn. Here's the pitch to Holtz. Chops this one. This is a swinging bunt. That'll move that runner to third. Throw, thought that was maybe going to go a little wide. So Holtz grounds out. That's out number 2. Brings up Colton Johnson. You'd maybe just want to put him on.
Pitcher Colton Johnson.
Colton's had a hot bat here today. A single, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs.
He swings with a lot of power.
And they're going to put him on first base. And he probably says, man, I want to hit.
Right.
And he probably just told Tyler, hey, drive him in, man.
Looks like Colton wanted to pick up some RBIs there.
And I like the fact that you can just say that you want to put a base runner at first, because with these pitch count rules, it's nice just to be able to do that. Runners at first and third. Town, the batter. Here's the pitch. The throw down to second. The fake throw. Now back to third. Did he get him? So close.
Colton Johnson does move up to second base on a stolen base. Puts 2 runners in possible scoring position.
And Tyler Town with a 1-0 count. Brinkman comes to the plate. That one's outside, 2-0. If you're Coach Tesh, you have to kind of wonder, how much longer you're going to stick with Brinkman here. He's not pitching bad, but if he walks at batter here, maybe go out and give him a little talk. Here's the 2-0. That one's fouled off behind that one down the first base side. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Over in Galva, got a good softball game going on the top of the 7th. Tied at 5 apiece.
Both these games pretty close here tonight. Seems like Ridgeview and River Valley always have tough battles on the softball field. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Town pokes this one foul. One and 2 the count. Trying to think, I know River Valley made the state softball tournament. Was it 2016?
2015.
2015. And I think Ridgeview maybe the year before that in 2014. I know last year we had Alta Rilliago. I think they went down in class. I think they were 2A as a 6th seed, made it all the way to the state championship game. Town's going to strike out to end the inning, but the damage was done. River Valley pushes across the lead run here, scoring 1 run on 1 hit. 2 runners left on base, due up for the Raptors. Batters 8, 9, and 1 with Cale Mertu, Kate Harriman. Top of the order with Caleb Kissemacher. We'll be back here in 1 minute. You're listening to Western Valley Conference Baseball on Fuller Digital Solutions and Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center.
Fuller Digital Solutions. Bottom of the 7th we go. 4-3. River Valley leading Ridgeview in this ball game. Ridgeview took an early lead, 2-0 in the bottom half of the first. Added another one in the bottom of the 4th, 3-0. River Valley put up 3 in the top half of the 5th and just got 1 in the top half of the 7th. So if you're the Ridgeview Raptors, you'd like to get a runner on here and turn this lineup over to the top of your order. And it's Cale Mertu today. He's 0 for 2. Four to 3, River Valley leads. This one's poked out to left field. Cockburn makes the play. That was a well-hit ball, but Sawyer Cockburn read it really well off the plate.
See Tyler Town out there backing him up.
Town covers a lot of ground, doesn't he?
Got some really long strides.
Yes, he does. That's out number 1, brings up Cade Harriman. Cade, a lefty, he's 0 for 2. He struck out and flew out to center. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. So do you have a favorite NFL team?
You know, I've always kind of liked the Packers, but for some reason I've always been a Dolphins fan. It's really random.
I was going to turn your microphone off as soon as you said Packers.
Bears or Lions or Vikings fan, I assume?
Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Well, if you're my age, I'll be 34 in August. If you think back to when I was a young man, the football team to watch on TV was the Dallas Cowboys with Troy Aikman.
America's team.
Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Jay Novacek at the tight end.
Right.
2-1 the count here to Harriman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good cut there. Going to even the count at 2-2. But as a Cowboys fan, I always say my expectations are always 8-8. Because if you end up in the playoffs, hey, pretty good. Better than I expected. Ball 3 there. And if you end up, losing, 9 or 10 games, didn't expect much anyways.
Setting the bar right in the middle.
Yep.
I think that's where they ended up this past year, wasn't it? 8-8?
8-8. Here's a full count pitch. That's low, so Ridgeview staying alive here with a base runner, Cade Harriman. Top of the order hitter, Caleb Kissemacher. Maybe they would want to put him on. He's hit 2 doubles today.
He's having a good night.
But with this situation, I don't think you necessarily want to put your go-ahead run on base purposely with the top of the order here. That one's popped up foul. Kind of a half-line drive off the top of the bat. 0-1 the count to Caleb Kissemacher. He's hungry.
With his speed, he's always a threat for extra bases.
If he would maybe get one down the line here, he would really put the pressure on. So 4-3 in favor of River Valley. Colton Johnson's throwing a really good game here. Here's the pitch.
That's a block.
That's hit down the right field line. And Coach Tesh is going to send the runner. Nope, he's going to hold him up.
He's going to put runners at the corners here.
Nice piece of hitting there by Caleb Kissemacher right down the line. But I tell you what, out in right field, Landon Johnson, he got to that ball pretty quick.
Kind of bobbled it when he came up with it, but pretty good work out there.
So Cade Harriman to third. 1 away. Coach Tesh talking with Matt Pitts, the home plate umpire. That was a possible balk. All right, so Tyler Colpin to the plate. Today he's 0 for 1, 2 walks, a run scored, and also reached on an error. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at first base. Kissemacher is going to steal second base. They'll let him have that. Kissemacher has had a good day at the plate. 2 doubles, a single, and a run scored. Now a stolen base. He was thrown out at third, I think, his last time up trying to steal. Here's the pitch. Missed, 2-0. Tyler Colpin being very picky tonight. He's already walked twice. Here's the pitch. Popped sky high. Johnson says mine, makes the play. That's out number 2. So now that brings up your number 3 hitter, Bo Clausen.
That pop up there takes away your chance for a sacrifice fly.
With first base open here, do you maybe put Bo on? He's a 400 hitter.
I was thinking the same thing. Looks like the coaches are talking about it.
He's a 400 hitter. Today he's 1 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs, and they're going to put Bo on.
I think that's a smart move.
With first base open, not a bad idea to put a 400 hitter on to get to Brecken Conover, who's a 286 hitter. But today he's 1 for 3 with a single. That single was his last at bat.
doing that move also gives you the chance for a force out at any base.
Exactly. Colton Johnson will fire to the plate. That's going to get by the catcher. Tying run is in. Kissemacher even rounded third and looked at home. So Cade Harriman scores. Kissemacher to third. Clausen to second. Got a brand new ball game here, but
looks like first baseman Austin Holtz having a quick word with the pitcher, Colton Johnson.
And now they're going to put Conover on to get to Price.
Number 10, Tracy Price.
Price has a better average than Brecken.
That's kind of what I was.
Force out every base. That's why you do it. Because if not encourage only cost you the game.
Force out at any base now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And you really got to keep the ball in front of the plate here if you're River Valley, if you're Thomas, because you got speed at third with Kissemacher. Here's the 0-1. We're tied, 4-4. That's going to be hit down the first base side. Steps on the bag. That is out number 3. In that half inning, Ridgeview scores 1 run on 1 hit. And they leave the bases loaded. So we're going to go to the top of the 8th. Due up for River Valley. It's Cockburn, Olson, and Johnson. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Fuller Digital Solutions at Classic Hits KCHE.
Building Center.
Eighth inning we go. Tied up 4-4. And it's Jacob Brinkman still out there pitching for the Raptors. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Sawyer Cockburn. Sawyer today 0 for 3. Still looking for that first base hit of the season. Could say he's due for one.
I would say so.
Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss behind that one, so quickly an 0-2 count.
Like Brinkman's doing his best to not let that happen.
One thing I need to get in the habit of is tracking pitch counts for pitchers. That's one thing I always seem to forget to do. Here's the 0-2. I think they can throw 110 in a night if they're sophomore or older. And I think like if he came in with 109, he can throw 110, face the batter, then he has to exit the game. Here's the ball poked to Clausen, gets underneath of it, over to first, nice play. That'll be a 4-3 in the scorebook. Out number 1. Blaine Olson to the plate. Today, Blaine 1 for 3. He had his first base hit of the season here. That was back in the second inning with a single. Last time up, he struck out. 1 away. We're tied 4-4. Here's the pitch. Way behind that one, 0-1 the count. The count here. Here's the pitch. That's poked. Clausen gets underneath of it at second, goes to first. Nice play. Back-to-back ground outs to Bo Clausen at second base. Brings up Landon Johnson. I hear the name Bo, I always think Bo Jackson.
Really good football player and baseball player.
So what do you think, better baseball or better football player? Better football?
I always think of him as a football player first.
Yeah. Here's a hard hit ball, but fouled on the third baseline off the bat of Landon Johnson. For the Royals or the Royals? Wasn't when he threw somebody out from the warning track with, I think, no hops to the plate, was it? I can't remember who it was he threw out. Because he tried to play baseball a little bit after that hip injury. And that hip injury didn't, watching the play, didn't really seem like anything terrible. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Landon Johnson. 0-2 the count with 2 away. Here's the 0-2. Brinkman to the plate. Called strike 3. Brinkman, a very efficient top of the 8th inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, tied up 4-4. And Ridgeview will have, I believe it's going to be Martin, Wood, and Murtu. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're tuned into Florida Digital Solutions and Classic Hits, KCHE.
Building Center Incorporated.
To the bottom of the 8th, it's going to be Martin, Wood, and Murtu. So each team scored 1 run in the 7th. I think Ridgeview was down to their final out and pushed a run across with a pass ball. Aiden Martin, the DH. Today he's 0 for 3. Colton Johnson out there, pitching the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss high and away, ball 1.
Here, the dugout below us getting into it.
Now this Ridgeview team, they're pumped up right now. They've got a chance here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's going to miss low. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. If you're Coach Tesh, maybe if Martin can get on here, maybe you get a pinch runner. I don't know, maybe Aiden Martin's really fast. You never know. 2-0 the count. If Billy Butler can steal a base in the World Series, then...
Used to always do the revving up the motorcycle when he got there.
2-1 the count. To DH Aiden Martin, batting for Jacob Brinkman, the pitcher. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be hit right back to Johnson. He'll underhand it to the dock at first base. That's out number 1.
Nice reflexes there by Johnson.
That was a pretty hard hit ball right back to him.
Sometimes you'll see pitchers go down or get out of the way of those, but Colton staying in there.
Dylan Wood to the plate here now. The right fielder today is 0 for 1, a strikeout, sacrifice RBI, and he's been hit by a pitch. So from the left side of the plate, he'll dig in. Johnson comes set, comes to the plate. This one's popped up, foul ball down the left side. That'll get out of play. 0-1 the count. So is your dad, Dean, is he a Twins fan as well?
Oh, yes. He's always been that way. You know, I remember him liking the Cubs when they were really bad, but as soon as they got good, he kind of
jumped that ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just his luck.
0-1 the count. Outside. 1-1. I used to be a Cubs fan. Can't remember exactly what year it was. It was when Sammy Sosa was playing for the Cubs. Went down to Kauffman for a 3-game series. And after every game, Johnny Damon gave me his autograph for 3 days in a row.
Really?
And that kind of made an impression on me as a young man. I thought, these guys aren't very good, but they take the time to sign for their fans. And I'm going to be a Royals fan.
That'll do it.
1 ball, 2 strikes after another foul there for Wood. I always liked Johnny Damon. He was a good ball player. Kind of right on that borderline for Hall of Fame. Don't think he'll get there. 1-2 the count. 1 away, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. And that hit him. So Dylan Wood will go to first base. That's the second time he's been hit by a pitch. Thought maybe Coach Getch was going to come out. He's talking to somebody in the dugout.
The girls' game over here, we got runners at first and second with 2 down. Ridgeview batting, tied 5 apiece. The bottom of the 8th.
I heard Coach Tesh ask his guys in the dugout what they have Johnson at for pitches on. I think I heard 107. So this will be his last batter unless he gets like a 1-pitch out. The throw back to first is not in time as Wood slides in. At the plate, it's Cale Murtu. Today he's 0 for 3. He's hit the ball each time to center and left field twice, so he's putting the ball in play. There's a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. So 0-1 the count. So I believe that was pitch number 108. Right, back to action. Runner at first gets the lead. Bottom of the 8th. Go ahead and run it first. He's going to head down to second base. Took kind of a strange hop, but I think that actually kind of helped out River Valley, but not in time. So the throw into second base is not in time. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Dylan Wood, the go-ahead run with 1 away at second base. It's Cale Murtu at the plate, a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Big cut there. That one was high in the zone. That was pitch number 110. So this will be the last batter for Johnson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second. That's the go-ahead run. Here's the pitch. Misses a touch high. That's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second. We're on the bottom of the 8th, tied 4-4. Ridgeview at the plate here on their home field. Here's the pitch. It's going to get past the catcher. And that moves that runner, Dylan Wood, down to third. Moves the count full at 3-2. And we do know that Colton Johnson will be done after this batter, as he has reached the maximum number of pitches allowed. Came into this at bat with 107. Can only throw 110 in one night. Full count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be ball 4. And good job by Ethan Thomas there of keeping that ball in front of him. If that would have been a pass ball, may have seen a play at the plate if Ridgeview wanted to try and end this thing. So we see Coach Todd Getch coming out.
That backstop is so far back, and one rolls back there, it's always trouble.
That's a long backstop. I was at Remsen St. Mary's the other night, and they just put in new cinder blocks at the back of there, so every pass ball bounced right back out to the catcher. So Colton Johnson will be done. Who's this coming in to pitch here?
Looks like Austin Holtz out there, the first baseman.
So the Doc's coming in to pitch.
Saw a little bit of him in the JV game before this. Pitched about 2 innings.
So he's warmed up. So first and pitcher, I believe, just going to switch here. We'll take a 1-minute timeout while Holtz warms up. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Western Valley Conference Baseball on KCHE and Fuller Digital Solutions.
Building Center
2.1, Keith Crane back here with Carter Norse, junior at River Valley High School, helping out here with the Fuller Digital Solutions. And to Colton's left is
Karsten Gray.
And Carson's a junior as well. I'm guessing he's a Tiger. You like golf, or do you just like the Tiger Woods hat? You like golf? Do you golf? Are you par golfer yet? Close? Okay. Should come play in the Sioux Valley tournament next year. Oh, you can always try. Can't be worse than what I do. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be popped up to center field. Town gets underneath it. They're going to send the run. And that throw will not get it done. A walk-off sacrifice fly. Was that Cade Harriman at the plate?
Yep.
Yes, Cade Harriman, sac fly, RBI. That's going to score Wood. So the final score here, 5-4, as Ridgeview takes down River Valley. I'll be back in 1 minute and go through some final batting stats. Ridgeview takes down River Valley 5-4. Back in a minute on Classic Hits.
Building Center.
Victory here, 5-4 in 8 innings. To kind of tell the story of this game, Ridgeview put up 2 runs early in the bottom half of the first, jumped out to a 2-0 lead. In the bottom of the fourth, they added another one to make it 3-0, but River Valley was able to bounce right back, put up 3 runs in the top half of the fifth. And then in the top of the seventh, River Valley took a 1-run lead, and then Ridgeview got that run back, tied it back up 4-4. And then here in the bottom of the eighth, it was a sacrifice RBI fly by Cade Harriman to score the runner. And that did put Ridgeview, that scored Dylan Wood. And Ridgeview picks up the victory here by a score of 5-4. For the River Valley Wolverines batting, Ethan Thomas was 2 for 4, 2 singles, a run scored, and a stolen base. Brody Lillithorn had himself a day at the plate, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, a double, 2 stolen bases. Let's see. And then Austin Holtz, he was 0 for 4, reached on an error and scored a run. Colton Johnson was 3 for 3 with a single, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Tyler Town was 0 for 3 with a sacrifice. Sawyer Cockburn, he was 0 for 4. Blaine Olson was 1 for 4. Landon Johnson was 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. And the DH, Freddie Rarrett, was 0 for 3. For the Ridgeview Raptors, Caleb Kissemacher was 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a single, a run scored, and a stolen base. Tyler Colpin, he was 0 for 2 with 2 walks, reached on an error, stole a base, and scored a run. Bo Clausen was 1 for 3 with a 2-run double, also drew 1 walk. Brecken Conover, he was 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Trayson Price, he was 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice bunt, a run scored, and a stolen base. Aiden Martin was 0 for 4. Dylan Wood was 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, had a sacrifice RBI, and also was hit by a pitch and scored 1 run. That was the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th here. Kale Murtu, he was 0 for 4, and Cade Harriman was 0 for 2, but had that sacrifice RBI to walk off the game here. Also walked and scored 1 run. So in 8 innings, the final score here one more time, 5-4 in favor of the Ridgeview Raptors over River Valley. I'd like to thank Carter for joining us here.
Good to be here.
Thanks for joining us here, and thanks for running the digital solutions. Carter and Karsten. I don't know why I can't remember that. So Carter and Karsten, it's because the two names are so similar. And right now, over on the floor, Digital Solutions, how's that softball game looking out?
River Valley's up 7-5 right now in the top of the ninth with a runner on third, no outs.
So River Valley, an opportunity to get one, but it was Ridgeview Baseball here picking up the victory 5-4 for KCHE Sports. This is Keith Crane. Thank you for listening. Have a great night.